Hi there, welcome back to your mat. Today's practice will be a classic Vinyasa practice where we'll just be finding movement with our breath as we explore some of the classic yoga postures. Have fun! As we do with all of our classes, we'll begin our practice today in a child's pose position. So taking your knees mat width, toes to touch, send your hips to meet your heels, and walk your arms out in front, finding something to rest your forehead on. Taking time in our child's pose to arrive. Taking a full deep breath in and sigh it away. Notice your body here in child's pose. Notice your hip creases and your lower back. Notice any tension that you're holding on to. And see if you can send your breath there and begin to release it with your exhales. And soften down. Find a full breath in and a full breath out. Begin to notice your breaths and allow the inhale to match the length of the exhale, breathing mindfully. Finding the full expansion in your belly as you stretch out the lower back. Begin to press into your palms to activate your child's pose. Allow the elbows to lift up off the mat, turning the elbow creases inward. And on your next breath in, just walk your hands to the right side, finding a lateral side stretch, opening up the left side body. Sending the left hip back in space, keeping the hips on the heels. Really lengthening out the rib cage. Breathe in, come back to center. And walk your hands towards the second side. Opening up the right side body here. You can press into your palms to push your hips back in space to find a greater stretch. Breathing in and exhale. Breath in to come back to center. Stay in child's pose for the exhale. Find one last full breath in here. And a full breath out. Pressing into your palms on an inhale, pull yourself up to a tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Engaging the core, warming up the spine with cat-cow movements. On an inhale, allow the belly to drop. Tail tilts up, gaze tilts up. Press into the palms, exhale, spine rounds as the gaze drops. Breathe in, belly drops to cow. Shoulders melt back. Exhale, finding cat pose. Stretching out as we round the spine. Breathe in to cow. Breathe out to cat. 2 more rounds at your own pace. Moving with our breath. One more time. Coming back to a neutral tabletop, we'll find a balancing table posture to begin to engage the core, warm up the body. You can extend the right leg behind you. You can keep the toes on the mat just until you find level hips. So if your right hip has hiked up, just draw it down in space. Maybe you lift your toes and press out through the heel with the foot parallel to the floor. Maybe the opposite arm reaches out in front, thumb towards the ceiling. Breathe in, find length from the fingertips out through the heel. Exhale, draw elbow to knee. Spine rounds like cat. Breathe in, lengthen and kick out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, squeeze everything in. Inhale to lengthen out and lower down. This time extending the left leg behind you. Again, finding level hips before lifting up the heel. Opposite arm can reach out in front. Breathe in, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Breathe in. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug in. Extend outward and lower down. You can take a moment to roll out the wrists. Give them a small break. And come back into your tabletop. We'll set up for our first downward facing dog. Taking your palms 1 hand distance forward, beginning to tuck the toes, and on an exhale breath, sending the hips up and back. Finding length out through the spine, bending the knees if needed to send your hips a little higher. Pressing firmly through the fingers and the knuckles and the palms. Drawing the elbow creases inward. You can walk out the hamstrings, bending one knee and then the other. Find a full breath in. And a full breath out to draw the heels towards the mat, finding some stillness here. Releasing the neck. Breathe in. Exhale. Last full breath. Empty all the air as you begin to look forward. Just walk to meet your hands. Breathe in, hands to knees or shins. Halfway lift, shoulders melt. Exhale, just fold. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, just fold. Take the knees a little bit wider. Allow the belly to rest between the thighs. Maybe you grab opposite elbows to draw the torso down. Keeping a bend in the knees if needed. Finding a gentle sway of the torso. Releasing out the back, allowing the spine to drape. Releasing the hands down. Draw the big toes together. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Folding once more. Rooting down through the feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. And find a mountain pose. Palms can come by the side. Feet are firmly rooted into the mat. Take a full breath in. And let it go. Finding shoulder rolls. Inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Back and down the torso. Do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. And finding some sun breaths. Inhale, reaching the fingertips high to the sky. And at the hip creases, exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Crown reaches forward. Exhale, just fold. Strong legs, inhale, rise up. Hands to prayer. 2 more times just like that. Breathe and reach. Hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold forward. Root to rise all the way up on the inhale. Hands to prayer. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Breathe in. Hands to shins or knees, shoulders melt. Exhale, just fold. Root to rise all the way up. And hands to prayer. Finding your mountain pose once more, just to notice how your body's feeling now that you've got the prana energy moving through the body. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Finding a full sun A this time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. This time, hands plant, step the feet back. Stay in a plank pose for the exhale. Breathe in, get long through the crown, lowering the knees if needed. Exhale, hug the elbows in as you lower with control. Tops of the feet ground, inhale to cobra. Pressing the mat away, exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Last full breath in. Empty all the air as you look where you're going. Step, walk, or hop. Breathe in, half lift. And fold. Root to rise up. Right away, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Hands plant, exhale, lower with control. Breathe in, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Know there's always an option for child's pose. Breathing in to press through the palms and find length in the spine. And exhale to draw the heels down. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Fill the body up. Let it all go. Look forward. Step, walk, or hop. Breathe in, half lift. And fold. With strong legs to rise up. Hands to prayer. Find your breath here. Breathe in and out. Keeping your feet firmly rooted. Inhale. Extend the hands up overhead. Find temple fingers, allowing the index finger to be free as you interlace the fingers. Inhale, get long through the body, engage the core, tuck the tailbone. And exhale, just hinge to the right crescent moon. Breathe in, come up halfway. And exhale, hinge. Keep the left foot firmly planted as the chest is squared forward. Finding that same lateral side stretch. Breathe in, come back to center. And exhale to the second side. Finding those small movements as we breathe. One more breath in. One more breath out. Come back to center. Allow the hands to come by the side. Wiggle out the fingertips. And inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, find a flat back. Exhale, hands plant, finding your flow, lowering down. Cobra or up dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, extend the right leg out behind you. And exhale, draw it forward for warrior one, helping it if needed, finding a heel to heel alignment. Inhale to rise up, chest faces forward, fingertips reach high. Inhale, draw the belly button in. And exhale, press out through the back edge of the back foot. Inhale, getting tall. And as you exhale, draw the belly over the thigh, hands to the side. Strong legs, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time, breathing in. Exhale to hinge. Inhale, back up, warrior one. Exhale, opening up, warrior two. Finding a longer stance with a heel to arch alignment. You can bring your thumbs just by your armpits to make sure your arms are level. And re-straighten. Make sure you can see your big toe and that your knee is over your ankle. Inhale here. Exhale to bend a little deeper. Keeping the bend in the front knee, inhale, scoop the front arm forward, up and back, exalted warrior. Back arm can come down the back leg. Opening up the front side body as you keep length through the back side. Lifting up the torso, bending into the front knee. Bottom arm can wrap around the lower back, and gaze can be down at the back foot. One more breath in. One more breath out. Breathe in, come back to warrior two. Reach the front arm forward again. Find side angle stretch. Elbow can come to knee or hand can come to the floor as long as you can keep your torso lifted and you're not falling into it. Breathe in, the top arm reaches up by the cheekbone, creating a strong line of energy out through the back edge of the foot. Bending a little deeper. Inhale, opening the chest up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Let the inhale rise back up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn all 10 toes to the long edge of the mat. You can take your fists to your lower back, draw your elbows together, opening up the chest, getting tall through the torso. Finding a gentle back bend here, pushing the pelvis forward. Breathe in, come back to center. Hands can be on the hips as you find length here. And at the hip creases, begin to hinge forward. Finding a flat back here. Hands can come to the floor or blocks just underneath the shoulders. Finding a breath in here. And as you exhale, allowing the torso to drape down. The hands can walk underneath the hips and allow the head to release. begin to walk forward on your toes and back onto your heels and settle on a middle ground. Breathing here. Finding gentle movements to allow your exhales to deepen you into the stretch. Breathe in, walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up to a flat back. Stay here for the exhale. Bending into the knees, inhale, rise all the way up. Just heel toe the feet together. And come to the top of your mat as we find a flow. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift, shoulders melt. Exhale, hands plant, high plank to low. Breathe in, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Let it go. Inhale the left leg high this time. Finding warrior one, second side. Heel to heel alignment. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to deepen. Knee stays over the front ankle here. And your chest is facing forward as your hips are at the front, face the front right corner of the mat. Breathe in to get tall, long through the fingertips. And as you exhale, find a forward hinge here. Strong legs, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge. Breathe in, warrior one. Last time we hinge. Inhale back to warrior one. And exhale, draw hands through center, open, warrior two. Adjusting your stance. Keeping low in the hips. This time your chest faces to the long edge of the mat as your gaze comes forward. Find a full breath in. Exhale, bending in the knee. Breathe in, find exalted warrior. Opening up the front side body, reaching up and back. Again, adjusting your gaze to whatever suits your neck. Keeping a bend in the front knee. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, back to warrior two. Right away, side angle stretch, reaching forward. Elbow to knee or hand to the mat. Sweeping the back arm up by the cheekbone. Again, ensuring that you're lifting up through the torso and you're not folding into the elbow. And draw the shoulder away from the ears. Breathe in. Exhale. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, rise back to warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of the mat. Hands can come to the hips. Finding length here first before we fold on the exhale. Maybe you can bring your fingers, your peace fingers, to wrap around your big toes. Inhale, drawing up to a flat back. And as you exhale, Folding forward, allow the elbows to point out towards the side. Breathe in, finding that tall spine once more. And allowing your exhales to deepen you into the stretch. Finding small movements again with your breath. Find 2 more breaths here. Release the fingertips. Inhale, walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Hands come to the hips for the exhale. Breathe in, rise all the way up. Heel toes of feet together. And coming to the front of your mat, find a flow. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, high plank to low, all on the exhale. Breathe in, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back into a child's pose. This time your knees can be wide, or if you'd like to draw them together, your belly can rest on your thighs and your hands can come long by the side. Stretching out the upper back and massaging the internal organs as we connect back to our breath and breathe here. When you're ready, bringing your hands forward and making your way to a downward facing dog. On the exhale breath, sending your hips high. Finding 1 breath in here. And as you exhale, look forward, step, walk, or hop. Inhale right away, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise up. Hands to heart center. Preparing for tree pose. Right foot stays planted. Opposite foot can come to the inner ankle, inner calf, or maybe the inner thigh, just avoiding the knee joint. Finding a gaze point that doesn't move to help your balance. Maybe your arms reach up. Or maybe you can draw the shoulder blades together as you interlace the fingers and draw the knuckles downward, opening up the chest as you open up the knee. Breathing here. Keep lifting up through the chest as you ground down through the foot. Inhale, draw the knee forward. Hands can come to prayer. And as you exhale, send the heel back for warrior 3. So keeping the toes lifted off the mat, pressing back through the heel. Keep lifting up the chest. Your arms can come to airplane by the side, or for extra challenge, they can reach out in front. Breathing here. Try to draw the left hip down to keep the hips square. One more breath here. Exhale, drop the foot for warrior one. Heel to heel alignment, just for one breath here. Exhale the hands to the mat, stepping the front foot back, high plank to low. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. For 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Full breath in. Full exhale. Last inhale. Empty all the air. Look where you're going. Step, walk, or hop. Inhale halfway. Shoulders melt. Exhale full. Root to rise up. Hands through heart center. Tree pose, second side. Then finding your gaze point. Standing leg is straight and strong, rooted into the mat. If you're by a wall, feel free to use it to help you balance. And your foot presses into your standing leg as your standing leg presses back to open up the hips. Again, maybe you reach up overhead, or interlacing the fingers for yoga mudra to open up the chest. Breathe in and out. Last inhale. Let it go. Breathe in, draw the knee forward, hands come to prayer pose. Exhale, sending the heel back, warrior 3. Keep lifting up through the chest. Gaze is just a few feet in front of the front foot. Breathe in to kick out through the heel. Exhale to stay. Last breath in, can you lift the heel a little higher? Exhale, find warrior 1. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale the hands to the mat, finding your flow. Stepping the foot back, lowering with control. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last fill here. Let it all go as you look forward. Step, walk, or hop. Inhale halfway. And fold forward. Draw the big toes together. Heels slightly apart as you sit your hips low. Inhale, chair pose. Reach the arms up by the cheekbones. Draw the belly button to spine as you pull the tailbone down. Drawing the thigh bones together as you sit the hips nice and low. Breathe in here. Exhale to stay, sit a little lower. Last breath in. Exhale, forward fold. You can take your knees a little wider to let your thigh rest, your belly rest between your thighs. Again, maybe you take peace fingers around the big toes. Breathing into a flat back. And as you exhale, allowing the elbows to point out towards the sides as you draw yourself down. Breathing here. Inhale, finding a flat back once more. And last exhale to find your deepest hinge. Releasing the hands, drawing the big toes back to touch. Heels are slightly apart as you sit your hips nice and low. Inhale back to chair pose once more. Inhale, getting tall through the torso, drawing the belly button to spine. As you sit your hips low. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale a little lower. Last breath here. Exhale, forward fold. This time as you take your feet wide, maybe you can walk your hands underneath your feet so your toes tickle your wrists. Again, getting long through the spine. And drawing your torso down to release all that work. Always an option just to take opposite shoulders or elbows, sorry. Releasing your hands, drawing your toes back together. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, just fold. Root to rise all the way up. Hands to heart center. Just find 2 breaths here before we make our way to the ground. Full inhale. Let it go. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, high plank, and just lower to the belly. 3 baby cobras. Strong legs as the tops of the feet press down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, lower. This time, inhale, lift the chest. Stay for the exhale. Breathe in, hover the hands, draw the shoulder blades together. Stay here for the exhale. Breathe in, press the pelvis down, maybe lift your toes off the mat, drawing the ankle bones together. Keep the neck long. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower everything down. Bring an ear to the mat. You can bend at the knees and let the feet fall from side to side for a sacral release. You can bring the other ear to the mat. Find some stillness as we ground the front body. Pressing the pelvis down as you bring your hands underneath your shoulders to push yourself up. Just find a comfortable seated position. Can extend the right leg straight out in front as you bring the opposite foot to the outer thigh of the right foot. Of the right thigh. Left hand can plant behind the left hip to prop the spine up nice and tall. Inhale, extend the right leg up, the right arm up. And as you exhale, twisting from the belly, finding a twist here. Breathe in, getting tall. And as you exhale, maybe your chest can twist, your gaze can follow. breathing here. Inhale, come back to center. Extending both legs long and setting up for the second side. This time the right foot comes to the outer left thigh. Right hand plants behind the hip. Inhale, get tall, reach up. And exhale from the belly, twisting to the right side. Pausing on the inhale. Breathing out to allow the chest and the gaze to follow. Inhale, coming back to center. This time just take the right foot to the inner left thigh. Your left leg can come out just slightly from the center. Rooting your sits bones firmly into the mat. Inhale, turning your chest to face your left leg. And as you exhale, just begin to walk the hands forward. Wherever you feel a nice healthy stretch, so maybe this is where you work, keeping your spine nice and tall. And if it's available, walking the hands forward, keeping the gaze at the toes, as the toes are flexed towards the face, pressing the thigh into the mat. And when you find your edge, breathing into a tall spine. And as you exhale, you can allow the torso to round and allow the head to go. If you have a strap, you can wrap it around the foot to hold your torso up nice and tall, but try not to pull yourself down so you're rounding your spine. Allowing your breath to deepen you in this pose. Inhale, begin to walk the hands back up. Your shoulders are over your hips. And set up for the second side. This time the left foot comes to the inner thigh. Sits bones and thighs are pressing down. Inhale, turn your torso to the right leg. And with a tall spine, begin to walk the hands forward just until you feel that edge, that nice stretch. Again, breathing to get tall. Exhale, maybe you deepen. Maybe you allow your head to rest down. Inhale, walk the hands back up. You can draw the knees together. Just allow them to fall from side to side. And windshield wipers. As your hips shift forward, and just make your way to your back. You can hug your knees into your chest when you arrive. And just find a gentle rock back and forth. You find circles with your knees in one direction and then the other. Massaging the lower back. With your feet on the mat, you can bring your right ankle to to the left knee for a figure 4 stretch. So you can stay just as you are here as you draw the right knee away from the torso. Or if it's available, you can reach through to lift the left leg up and wrap around the shin. Still drawing the right knee away, keeping the toes on both feet flexed. Feeling a nice healthy stretch through the right glute and outer thigh. Trying to press your sacrum down into the mat here. Few more moments here. Releasing the feet down. As you set up for the second side, this time the left ankle comes to the opposite knee. Again, maybe this is where you work with your right foot planted on the mat. Or maybe you can reach around for the right shin. Drawing it towards your torso. Pushing the left knee away from the body. And toes are still flexed and active to protect the knee. A few more moments here. Breathing into any sensation. And releasing the feet down. Your feet can be planted so that your heels are just out of reach of your fingertips. Setting up for bridge pose. Taking care to keep your gaze forward. If you need to turn your head, please come out of the pose to do so. From here, your feet are firmly planted. Your upper arm bones are firmly planted. We'll find 3 quicker bridge poses before we settle in. So with your grounded down, on an inhale breath, just lift the hips up, drawing the thighs together. Exhale, lower back down. Breathe in to lift up, maybe one more vertebra this time. A little higher. And exhale, lower down. This time as you inhale, we'll stay in bridge pose. Maybe finding a little more height. Drawing the thighs together. Maybe you reach the shoulders underneath the body to interlace the hands, to open up the chest and lift the torso up. Breathing here, pressing into the feet as you lift. And releasing the grip to lower down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you land, you can draw your knees back into your chest and find any gentle movements here back and forth. And you can allow your knees to fall to one side for a gentle supine twist. If you can't keep both shoulders planted onto the floor, try not to go as deep. Maybe you need a pillow or a block underneath your knees. Your arms can come out to a T, and your gaze can come over the opposite shoulder. Releasing any tension in the ribs, in the hips, in the thighs. Just allowing gravity to work here. Settling the body down, calming the mind. Finding a full deep breath in here. Clearing it away. On your next inhale, drawing the knees back up through center as you find the second side. Allowing the knees to fall. Gaze can come over the shoulder. I tend to hold tension in my bottom hip here. I tend to grip the mat, so if you notice you're doing that too, just try to release and relax it down. And one more inhale. Last exhale. And draw your knees up through center. As we set up for our final Shavasana, the most important pose of the practice, you can take your legs nice and long. Allow your feet to fall to the sides. Palms can face up to receive energy from the room. Shavasana can be a difficult pose as we allow our practice to integrate into our body. We allow it to slow down. We calm our mind and find total stillness. Following your breath with the inhales and the exhales, allowing the natural rhythm to come back. Just do a quick body scan and notice if you're holding tension between your eyebrows, in your jaw, your shoulders, your hips, or your legs. And allow the mat to support you here as you stay with your breath for the next 2 minutes. And I'll let you know when your Shavasana is over. On your next breath in, fill up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And sigh away Do that one more time. Full breath in. Clear it all away. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the ankles and the wrists as you wake up the body. Maybe you'll find a full body stretch, reaching the fingers up over the head, pointing the toes. And when you're ready, using your arm as a pillow to make your way to your side in fetal position. You can press into the top hand to push yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping your gaze lowered or eyes closed. Just taking a moment here to be upright and feel our bodies now that our practice is done. Take a full breath in here, sighing it away. Bring your hands to prayer in gratitude for your practice, for your mind, body, and breath. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And if you enjoyed this class, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I upload new classes every week, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.